everyone, and welcome to CLO2 Solutions. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make 880 milliliters of CDS very quickly. At least the process of getting it all in the bottle will be quick. So the first thing we have to do is take out 880 milliliters of this 1.1 liter bottle. This is which is 80%. So we have to remove 80%. That's what we're going to be making. And so I've got a big measuring cup here, and I'm going to pour it out, 880 milliliters. 800, and right about there. That's 880. So 880. And then the rest of the water that's in the bottle, I'm just going to pour out, and I'll be drinking that because I'm kind of thirsty anyway. So, by the way, it's best to use, like this is bottled water. I just opened the bottle, so it's fine. The best water to use would be distilled water. So then, so now I've emptied the bottle. I'll set the water aside. This is our CDS water, 880 milliliters of it. And then I'm going to use the big bags. This is a 8 by 18 inch bag, or 20 centimeters by 45 centimeters. And we're going to use 2 of the bags. Put them over here in this bowl to help keep them cleaner. And the way you do it, by the way, so this is like the best bag basically for bottle sizes down to about 500 milliliters. Because you just end up cutting the top off if it's a shorter bottle. So this just covers a wide range of bottles, and you can find this on Amazon for about 100 bags is about $11 or $12, I believe. So anyway, so you take your bag like that, pull it inside out, starting at the bottom, you want to crumple it up. And the crumpling is to give like basically little channels for the chlorine dioxide gas to be able to go up through the bag. And there may even be water in the channels too. So it just gives a place, as opposed to not folding it up and not turning it inside out, where you've got this super thin bag, right? And it's would be easy if it were to stick together. It might stop the chlorine dioxide gas from flowing. So, and we don't want that. We want the gas to flow up from the bag and out to the top, and then down into the water below, making our CDS. Okay, so there we go. That's the second bag, and I got to crumple it up. And I'm crumpling as tight as I can so that we end up with as many wrinkles in it as possible, basically. So there we go. We got 2 bags, and then we take one bag and put it inside the other. Okay, like that. Okay, and then we take that and we make it into kind of a long stick as much as possible, and we just put it into the bottle until it touches the bottom. Okay, and then from the lip up, we went 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch. Okay, just to give you an idea what that looks like right there. So I went 2.5 centimeters, so you can see the 3 and the 2, so right in between there. Maybe I can see get the light better that way. There's 1 inch right there. Okay, which, by the way, just happens to be a little bit more than my thumb. So I just used my thumb, put my thumb on the end there, and then I cut over the top, just slightly above it is all. Okay, so then I cut that, and that gives me about 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch above the bottle. And then we take that out. Okay, and then we put our water back into the bottle. Like this, being careful not to spill it. Then once we got the 880 milliliters in, the way we figure out how much MMS to use is it's 5 milliliters per 100 milliliters of CDS we're making. And here we have 880, so we actually have 8.8 hundreds. So we take 8.8 times 5 milliliters, and that'll tell us how much MMS to use. And then for the hydrochloric acid, it's double that actually. So it's 10 milliliters per 100. And so that's how we figure that out. So then what we do is we put the bag in, back in, just down to the water, and then we clip it. I'm going to take a clip, and I'm going to go a little bit below the water, just into it a tiny bit. And that holds the bag in place, okay? And so then, we'll go further down. And then we're going to open up the bag and fold it down. And then we need to make an opening in the bottle like this. And then we need to blow into it to inflate the bag inside the bottle. So now you can see we've got the bag inflated in the bottle. Okay, so anyway, that inflated that. So now we have room to put in our ingredients. So again, 5 times 8.8, because I have 880 milliliters, which is 8.8 hundreds. So equals, there we go, 44. So we're going to put in 44 milliliters of MMS. And this is calibrated 20, 30, 40. So I'm just going to go between the 40 and the 50 and try to get a little bit on the low side to make it end up being 44. That's about right there. It's above the 40, in between the 40 and the 50. Let me make sure you can see that. There it is. Okay. So now we want to make sure we got a really good opening there in the bag to put in the wet ingredients. Blowing in is one thing, but actually adding the ingredients is another. So it's got to be really well done there. And then I don't need this bowl anymore. So this is the MMS. This is 22.4%. It has to be 22.4. It cannot be 25%. Otherwise, you don't end up with 3,000 parts per million. You end up with something else. And it's important to know what you end up with in the end. Okay, so we double 44, we got 88, right? So now we need 88 milliliters of the hydrochloric acid. So it's just a little bit below the 90, and that's about right there. Okay. Now, don't really need the clip now because the bag itself is holding it up. So that's why I took the clip off. Then we pour in the hydrochloric acid, and then I'm going to very quickly pull the bag up, kind of make it into a stick again, push it all the way down to the bottom. So here we go. And you'll see it'll start turning brown, yellow, and then brown right away. There we go. Okay. And we want to pull it up like that. Let's see the color there. Okay. We want the bag to be as level as possible on top, the two bags. So there's not one down below further than the other. And then we push it all the way down like this. Okay, you can see it wants to pop up because the bag is taller than the bottle. And we want to push it below the lip just a little bit. Tap on, put on good and tight. Not blow any air waves. I want to sniff it to see if I can smell any chlorine dioxide. Gently, not a big deep breath, just tiny. You may smell a little bit, but you don't want to smell a strong smell. Also, since this is a plastic bottle, we can squeeze it. If you hear any sound, like a hissing sound, like there's a leak, then you know there's plastic over the lip. You have to take the cap off, push it down better, put the cap back on quickly. I don't hear anything. So we're good to go. Okay, so that's it. This will take 24 to 48 hours to fully activate. Maybe even a little bit longer, possibly. I think it depends on temperature, things like that. So, and then we'll have 880 milliliters of CDS. You can see it, by the way, it's starting to bubble. See the bubbles coming up through it there. We also want to mix it. So you watch the water level here and you go back and forth to mix it. Okay, sit on the table. And that just kind of causes the ingredients to pour back and forth inside the bag. You turn it. You can rotate it like this also. Because we just want to make sure that the ingredients are well mixed in the bag. Okay, and then once it's done, it'll look like this. So the color in the bag and the CDS should be the same. And then we know it's done. Then you refrigerate it, and then you pull the bag out, which is very easy to do. Just pull the bag out and let the ingredients pour into like a bowl like this. You tip it out, pull the bag out, plus the ingredients fall into the bowl. I like to put water in the bowl so it'll absorb the chlorine dioxide. So it's even going to be easier. But anyway, I just pull straight up. If you're using the wet ingredients, you want to open the bag up a little bit to give a place for the liquid in the spent reactor ingredients to flow up. And then you just kind of go back and forth, maybe twist back and forth a little bit like this. You can see the liquid that was down below is now coming up into here. And then that's it. So that is it. Very easy to do. And since there are two bags, it's very pure. The main bag is in the center. It would have to bleed through that bag and then bleed through the next bag with a little bit of an air gap in between the two in order to get into the CDS. That's going to keep it very, very pure. You're going to end up with really high quality CDS, very easy to make, and yeah, you'll have as much as you want as long as you got the main ingredients to make it. So I guess that's about it, everybody. Thank you very much. If you found this information useful, please like, share, subscribe. It's important we get this information out to as many people as possible. And so the more that you can share it, the more people we can reach. Thank you very much. May you all be well. Bye-bye, everybody.